First, a reading. Andrea Gibson was a brilliant poet, spoken word artist, and activist who passed away in July of this year. There are many greats that we lost, including Jane Goodall, Joanna Macy, and the theologian Walter Brueggemann, and I count Andrea Gibson among them. This month, we'll be exploring the theme of nurturing gratitude, and Andrea did this so beautifully. This is their love letter from the afterlife. My love, I was so wrong. Dying is the opposite of leaving. When I left my body, I did not go away. That portal of light was not a portal to elsewhere, but a portal to here. I am more here than I ever was before. I am more with you than I could ever have imagined. So close that you look past me when wondering where I am. It's okay. I know that to be human is to be farsighted. But feel me now, walking the chambers of your heart, pressing my palms against the soft walls of your living. Why did no one tell us that to die is to be reincarnated in those we love while they are still here? Ask me the altitude of heaven, and I will answer, how tall are you? In my back pocket is a love note with every word you wish you had said. At night, I sit ecstatic at the loom, weaving forgiveness into our worldly regrets. All day, I listen to the radio of your memories. Yes, I know every secret you thought too dark to tell me, and love you more for everything you feared might make me love you less. When you cry, I guide the tears toward the garden of kisses I once planted on your cheek, so you know they are all perennials. Forgive me for not being able to weep with you. One day you will understand. One day you will know why I read the poetry of your grief to those waiting to be born, and they are all the more excited. There is nothing I want for now that we are so close. I open the curtain of your eyelids with my own smile every morning. I wish you could see the beauty your spirit is right now making of your pain, your deep-seated fears playing musical chairs, laughing about how real they are not. My love, I want to sing it through the rafters of your bones. Dying is the opposite of leaving. I want to echo it through the corridor of your temples. I am more with you than I ever was before. Do you understand? It was me who beckoned to the stranger who caught you in her arms when you forgot not to order for two at the coffee shop. It was me who was up all night gathering sunflowers into your chest the last day you feared you would never again wake up feeling lighthearted. I know it's hard to believe, but I promise it's the truth. I promise one day you will say it too. I can't believe I ever thought I could lose you. Volkswagens, especially manual transmissions, Snapdragons, the way my hair smells, the word tremendous, which is wildly underused, a passion for how we make justice happen in the world, Scotland, how things work, unexpected tendernesses, repeated and frustrating attempts at connection driven by love but spoken mostly as complaints. Canoeing, caring for the creatures and plants of this world. These are some of the many things that I learned to love or appreciate from my grandparents. Like many people, my relationships with my grandparents and others varied a bit. I had my favorites, although now I am more clearly able to appreciate how each supported and formed me, and how much I learned from each of them. It certainly wasn't all rainbows and unicorns, but there is a lot to be thankful for from them. And as I move through the world, I find connections that at times make them not only present in my mind, but in my life. When I smell the fragrance of my own hair, I remember how my grandmother would always take a deep inhale at the first hug on arrival and tell me how good my hair smelled and how good it was to see me. She had a way of making sure to look me in the face and hold my upper arms as she would say this. My grandfather on the other side was a statistician and engineer who learned enough French to pass proficiency tests by running statistical analyses of the most common nouns and verbs and learning them just enough this way so that he could continue his education. He would sit with a grin on his face, arms crossed, and marvel at my language and translation studies. It was just such a different world than the one that he knew and experienced, and I know he would be just as proud and fascinated by the work that I do now, which would be equally mysterious to his mind. I know plenty well from my own experiences and those of many others that have shared with me that families are complicated and not everyone has good memories of their people. But I do trust that there have been people in everyone's lives who have helped and loved them, figuratively or literally, into who they are, who taught them how to care or to wonder at the world. If you are in a healing journey from your family history or not, I invite you to hold in your hearts and minds those whose lives and loves have strengthened you. American culture writ large is generally not great about acknowledging or dealing with death and dying. From a young age, I had a clear sense of what it meant to die that didn't resolve until I was in my late 20s. This came only after a near-death experience of sorts, and I was aware immediately following the event of a deep sense of peacefulness. A couple of years later, an uncle of mine died, and I learned about hospice. Between those events, I became rather passionate about death and the dying process, which was one of my earliest forays into something that looked like ministry. Death, I learned, is a sacred life passage and should be treated with gentleness and devotion. One of my fears that I associated with dying was the fear of being forgotten. This came in large part out of both familial and general culture, but it has healed some that I have learned over the years by telling stories, to carry them with me, and to name the role of my ancestors in my continuing work in the world. Remembering an awareness that I am part of a great web of care that extends through time keeps me grounded and assured that I am not alone. And as fiction writer Elizabeth Hunter has said, we are all immortal as long as our stories are told. Naming the roles of our ancestors that they have played in our lives and in our history in general is a practice that I first experienced in groups working toward social justice, in particular racial justice. At first, I didn't really understand the value in it, but as time went on, I did. It speaks to me as a practice that helps keep me connected, a practice that is even more helpful in these difficult times. Joan Pulse, OSF, has written, I have never forgotten a lesson a Buddhist once voiced. When you walk, be aware of those who have walked alongside you, behind you, before you, and those on whose efforts you now stand. We are surrounded, says the writer of Hebrews, by a cloud of witnesses. A cloud of witnesses, those who have loved me into being, who have supported me, celebrated me, carried me, ancestors and those to whom I may be an ancestor alike, make this cloud, and they are all with me as I move through the world. Family, kinship, community, these bonds of love are unbroken. And occasionally I know how their memories and their dreams are very much alive in me. As a student of history, it also helps remind me that the work I do is not only mine to do, nor that I am moving into it or starting a movement. This is not the river head, but well down the flow. Many people before me have committed to the work I engage in now and have brought us to this place where I can try to help move us further forward. And when times are especially difficult as they are now, acknowledging the lives and work of our ancestors helps me remember that though there is work that is mine to do, it is not mine to do alone. This is work we must continue to do for generations yet to come. Others have lived through hard times, and I look to channel that wisdom, strength, and resilience in my own life when it's needed. That web of connection holding me, holding you, holding all of us is far wider than we may know. This is why we take time to remember. I have said before that we human beings are meaning-seeking, meaning-making, storytelling creatures. As such, we use rituals and remembrances as ways and times to retell the stories that matter, that keep us strong and remind us of what's truly important. The truth is, I need my grandparents now as much as I ever did. In honoring them, I connect my life with theirs. In remembering them, I honor their legacies, their work, and their lives. It brings my cloud of witnesses closer to me. Those we have been in relationship with, they are our witnesses. Their witness is their continued love for us and our continued love for them. And this is as it should be. Their wisdom and humor, and most especially their love, live in me as your beloveds live in you. This helps us to remember who we are and who we most want to be. It reminds me that I am not alone, that we are held in a love beyond belief. Their love helps me orient in the world to the direction that we're moving in at whatever speed. Remembering them keeps alive their memories and their stories, our memories and our stories. Our memories and stories give us our roots, helping us keep anchored to what is most valuable to us. Remembering that those who have died helps us know in our bones that we too are fragile, that we too depend on others, and that we need each other. When we forget how the cycle of life begins and ends, we can easily be led astray from what is meaningful and brings us life. Retired Episcopal Bishop and Choctaw Nation Elder Stephen Charleston has written, "Long ago my people practiced communal burial. We thought it would be a lonely thing to bury a person alone. So we gathered their bones, the bones of our loved ones, and buried them together. In this way, the bonds of love were unbroken. A person was never outside of community. We were born in community, lived in community, and not even death could remove us from our community. Family was the strength of the people, the sacred way of life. Kinship continued forever. This time of year, I always remember that. Those we love are never lost to us. They are here now, living their lives in a new way. The bonds of love are unbroken." When we practice remembering, honoring the grief and gratitude we have the bonds of love remain unbroken and indeed are full of life. From this, may we draw strength to carry us through our days. I'd like to take a moment and have you call to mind the loved ones that you have lost. There are candles up here for you to come up to light, to remember that you are not alone, that they are with us still. Please take only one light to make sure that we have enough for everyone who would like to participate, and feel free to come up when you are ready. I am also going to light a few extra candles for those in the congregation that we have lost this year, Jay, Eloise, and Denny. And also one for Jamaica, Cuba, and Haiti as they are struggling following Melissa, as well as one for the United States. A prayer from Christine Robinson. Spirit of life, who we know best through the acts of our own loving and being loved, hold us as we remember those we have loved and those who have loved us. May our gratitude sparkle in our lives. May our tears lubricate our souls. Help us to know that we are not alone in our grieving, and help us also to come to that peaceful place in which we can take what we learn from those who have gone before us into our own lives. Remind us that we too are mortal, and that the only enduring legacy we leave is the love that shines through our lives. If you would please rise and lift your voice in song with me for our closing hymn, Just as Long as I Have Breath, and the words will again be on the screens.